Good morning, everyone. Uh, all right. So, yesterday I talked a little bit about the reason why um, you might be working harder and harder and more, but not making any more money. And it's actually a really common complaints I get from clients where they feel like no matter what they're doing, they're just not getting any kind of headway in their business. So that's something that I talked about yesterday is where the disconnect could be and what the mistakes or what the shift might need to be so that you can kind of diagnose yourself what could be out of alignment. And so today, I want to talk about something slightly different. I want to talk about the hidden or unspoken foundations that you need to have to actually be profitable and successful long term in your business. So, those are not going to be yesterday. I talked a lot about, having the right offer, having a clear understanding of the problem, like all the different things that are important to make money in your business. That was yesterday, and they're absolutely valuable. Now, and they're common. They're the things that everybody kind of talks about. Now I'm going to talk about today the things that people don't tell you when you start a business that will absolutely affect your ability to be successful long term. Um, by the way, if you're seeing this, say hello to me. Let me know that you are here. I just put myself in my own, making sure I'm here, and the comments are here. I am in Boulder, Colorado. I see a little heart. Thank you very much. I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and it feels like spring literally has not come. I'm still wearing a turtleneck, as you can see. And hey, Sharon. And it's very frustrating. May is like my favorite month of the year because everything's like exploding, except this May, the first time in like 8 or 9 years that I've been here, where I've literally been freezing my butt off. I actually told my husband I threatened to go back to Florida for a while because I've had enough with winter. So say hello to me. Let me know where you're watching from. If you feel inclined, let me know what kind of spring you're having. These are the fun parts of being online. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ilsa Contier. I help soulful, transformational entrepreneurs, healers, coaches to figure out their unique path to more clients, more impact, more money, and just a lot more ease and enjoyment in their business. Because if you don't love it, then it's not really success. And if that resonates with you, if you could use some support with that, then feel free to reach out to me. Just put hashtag brainstorm in the comments or send me a message on Messenger. And I offer free Soulful Success activation sessions with clients to kind of go through your business and exactly what you need to do to shift to get to that next level and start bringing in more clients with a lot more ease and enjoying your business. And I give you a whole hour of my time and without selling anything to you. If you're interested in finding out about my program at the end, then I'm happy to share it with you. But if you're not interested, then I just really enjoy giving what I call lighthouses, people who change the world and transform the world, a leg up, because online entrepreneurship is difficult. I know for a fact. So let's get into the content. So these are the things that people don't tell you about that you actually need to have to create a sustainable, enjoyable, profitable business long term that will lead you to six figure. I use six figure because it's like the tag thing that everybody talks about. They want to get to six figure. And when you think about it, like, yes, it's a lot of money, but almost everyone who has a regular corporate professional job at some point will get to six figure or close to that. So it's not incredible for those of us who transform people's lives to have an expectation that if we're going to show up online, if we're going to give amazing value, if we're going to transform people's lives and be available, that we should get to six figure. Um, Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Okay, so the first thing you need to have that is unspoken is you need to have a way to support yourself and to invest in the kind of support you will need until you start making good money and a reliable income. And, a lot starting a business, being a healer, being a transformational entrepreneur is not a get rich quick endeavor. It actually takes time. It takes time to build your audience. It takes time to get your message exactly right. It takes time to dial in your offer so that people actually, you're really hitting what it is they want and what it is they need. And it's an easy yes for them. All of that takes time. And those people who tell you, hey, 10K in 10 days, they're lying to you. They might be giving you a few tips about the foundations you need to have in place to get to a $10,000 month or something like that. But the truth is, I don't know anyone who really does it. On the contrary, most of my clients, my own story, all of my colleagues, what's been most true is it's taken all of us months, sometimes a couple years to really start seeing a shift. And so, all of us, there's nothing that's going to demoralize you more and send a wrong energy than to be strapped for cash. So if you don't know how you're going to pay your rent and you're trying to get new clients because of that, your energy is going to be off. You're actually going to be repelling people. And so it's not talked enough that, to start a business, you're going to need a way to pay your own bills. You don't need to be flush. You just need to know that your head is above water so that you don't feel that tightness that happens when you don't know how you're going to pay, you know, your bills essentially. So you need to have enough money for your own nervous system to be calm so that you can show up powerfully online and start doing all these things that are necessary. The other thing I want to talk about here is, unlike a restaurant or, start opening a store or something like that, being an online entrepreneur doesn't actually take a whole lot of money. If I look at what I'm spending and I'm not new and I make good money and I'm spending less than $100 a month, actually significantly less than that. There's a few things you need, like in the first couple of years to help you, but overall, it doesn't take actually a lot of money to run your business. It doesn't take a lot of tech. It can be super simple and it can be super inexpensive. What it does take is it takes you having money to invest in support. Not the tech kind of support, not a website, not these things, but somebody who's going to actually help you move the needle and speed up the process. So somebody who's going to help you figure out exactly who your ideal clients are, exactly how to clarify their problem, their deep desires, who's going to help you figure out different marketing strategies and how to hone in your sales system so that when you do get people on a call, you're actually able to take them through a really aligned um, process that leads them to easily want to work with you. So you need to have money for yourself and you need to have money for investing in a business so that you can build your audience, you can build credibility, and get a return on your investment a lot faster. So the second things you need to have in place is you need to have the kind of passion and purpose and a real desire to help and serve and transform people's lives, which honestly, doesn't seem to be one of the issues of my clients. Everyone that I work with feels extremely alive with wanting to serve, wanting to make the world a better place. But the reason that's important is because, as I stated, it takes a while to start seeing shifts in your business and start making the kind of money you want to make. And that passion, that purpose, that real desire to serve is actually what you're going to use. It's what you're going to use at the beginning to build an audience, to start building an audience, to share your magic with people, to um, create goodwill, connection, and authority and credibility. It actually takes all these things for people to start working with you and essentially buying what it is that you're offering. So, but it takes a while to get there. And so you need to make sure that you've got a real passion for what you do so that when you have those dips or when it's not moving quickly enough, you keep going. So that's number two. Number three of the things that people don't tell you is you need to be willing to take imperfect action. And you need to value speed of implementation in the sharing of your gifts, in the wisdom you have to offer over perfection. A lot of the people I work with are perfectionists. They like to have everything figured out and know everything up front before they feel confident enough to share. And that's a mistake because the sharing, the imperfect action is actually what's going to build connection. And it is what is actually going to build credibility. Most of us don't have all our shit figured out. We're figuring things out as we go, and we're also figuring things out as we engage with our audience. So you actually want to get out there as quickly as possible, as boldly as possible, and not worry about having things everything right or dialed in because your audience, your people are actually and their response to you, their response to your post, their response to your lives, their response to your offers are actually going to be what leads you in the right direction. If you wait to have everything figured out, you will figure out the wrong thing and in the end, you will have done all this work for nothing. So, speed of implementation over perfection. Always share without needing to be perfect and share as much as possible. The fourth thing you need to have in place to make sure that you have the foundation, and that's something that people don't talk about all that much, although I talk about it quite a bit, is you need to believe that transformation is worth paying a premium for. Whether that's the transformation that you are essentially wanting for yourself in terms of growing your business, or whether it is the transformation you are offering your clients. And the reason I say this, and I'm not going to go into depth with this because I actually talked about this yesterday quite a bit, but what I see is I see a lot of my clients, because I work with healers who don't love to charge a whole lot of money. And by the way, I'm here. Like I'm significantly less expensive than I probably should be for what I offer. My one-on-one program at this point is the same price as most of people's group programs because I want to serve and I want to serve sometimes people who don't have a ton of money because they're starting. But the problem with that is what I see with my clients is by the time they start getting momentum and they've built their audience, they've clarified their message, and they're getting out there and starting to get clients, they're too cheap. And because they're too cheap, they're not bringing in enough money to sustain them. So they're burning out, or in some ways, you know, they're burning out. They're not creating um, the sustainable foundation that your business is going to be. The other thing I want to mention in this is when your prices are too low, you attract what I call dabblers. Or when you're not willing to invest in yourself and to see that transformation is worth paying a premium for, you become a dabbler. And the problem with dabblers is they're curious, but they're not truly committed. So they're always chasing the next free or cheap offer, which makes you feel like you're making movement, you're making progress, except you're not. Because these things, these cheap, low level offers, these free challenges or free workshops, they're meant to create momentum for you. They're meant to actually give you something to chew on, but it's never the whole meal. So you always feel like you're moving forward, except you're not seeing any results. And what will happen when you do that is that you will start, not only, we're back to burnout, but you will lose confidence. You will lose confidence in your ability to get to where you want to be. So that's number four, is you really want to value transformation, and you want to understand that real true transformation comes at a price. And it's worth investing both for yourself and for your clients. And if it's too low, then your clients will not be committed. They will not do the work. They will not get the result. And your confidence will go down, and they will not refer clients because they didn't get the results. So you don't want to be overpriced, but you don't want to be underpriced, or you will not only do yourself a disfavor, but do your clients a disfavor as well. If any of this makes sense, don't forget that I'm available for a call. Just put hashtag brainstorm and we can define what the right pricing is for you, so that you can not only really sustain yourself and grow, but also create an amazing transformation for your clients. Just put hashtag brainstorm in the comments or message me. I'm happy to chat with you. Um, the fifth thing, so I have two more to give you. The fifth thing you need for a really strong foundation is you need to have absolute confidence in your expertise and in your ability to help others transform. And you need to have some degree of proof, both so you can share that proof, but for yourself. And so when I have clients who are just starting out, I will often say to them, go and work with a few people for free. You don't have to give them your whole program. You have to give them enough to know for yourself that what you're doing works and that you're seeing results and they're having an amazing transformation. And what that does is it will really impact your own confidence, one, to be able to charge these higher fees, but also to be able to speak to what the results are that you can provide people. And then with these people, you can also use their transformation as testimonials or as evidence, to build credibility for yourself. I think it's hard, and that stops a lot of people when we're starting. It can be hard to build a business and to have people invest in us if we don't have some degree of experience and some degree of credibility that what we're doing work. There's a lot of stuff out there about imposter syndrome, and imposter syndrome is the number one thing that's going to keep you from showing up powerfully. What I always tell people is the quickest way to get past imposter syndrome is to go out there and start working and start proving to yourself first and foremost that what you do is powerful. And if you've watched some of my lives, you've heard me say this before. You have to claim your own authority before somebody else gives it to you. So authority is something you own. It's something you grab. It's something you literally ignite within yourself, and you show up from that place of authority. And then when that happens, people buy into it, and you receive the clients and the feedback that actually reinforces that authority. And so this is my question to you. What do you need to do to have absolute confidence in your expertise and in your ability to transform lives? And figure out what that is like and what that looks like. It's inner work. You need to own it. And there might be something you need to do out there that will create that and create some proof for that. I have a client who's moving from, actually, it's funny because I just had a similar conversation with a friend of mine, but I have a client who's moving from a one on one process to a group process. And she does emotion code, which is a healing practice. And same thing, she said, like, I know I can do it with a one on one. I don't know that I can do it with multiple people. And I actually said to her, I said, well, how about you take your one on one clients, or you take a few people? A group doesn't mean you need to have 15 people together. It could literally mean you try with 2, 3 people at the same time, and you see what you need to tweak or how it works. And that's how you start building your own confidence. So ask yourself, what do you need to do internally and externally to have that confidence? And then the last thing I have in here, which leads a little bit to confidence, is you need to have a bulletproof self-care inner work strategy so that you know how to support yourself emotionally and energetically over the long haul of your business. You've heard me say this before if you've watched some of my lives. Entrepreneurship is draining. Entrepreneurship, for me, is a spiritual practice. It will trigger all your wounds. It will trigger all your shits, all your limiting beliefs, um, all the places where you're afraid, afraid to succeed, afraid to fail, afraid to be rejected, afraid to be judged. It, I don't know anyone who has become an entrepreneur and not felt self doubt, drained, overwhelmed, frustrated. I felt all those things. I still feel all these things regularly. Last week, I had a total burnout week, and I don't think I went live once because I just needed to take some time for myself, which is also the lovely aspect of being an entrepreneur is we get to do what we need to do for ourselves. But you need to have a way to hold yourself and to heal yourself and to move past your own wounds, your own trauma, your own limiting beliefs, everything that's going to trigger you so that you can keep moving forward. Anything that has to do with worthiness, visibility, capacity, all of that is going to come up. It comes up for everyone. And so, a lot of the time people talk about, you either have people who talk about mindset. Mindset's important, but this is not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you hit that block, knowing what to do with yourself, knowing how to love yourself, knowing how to show compassion, knowing what you need, how to be in conversation with yourself. So you know what you need and you know what the message is. Because one of the things I will often tell clients is when you get triggered, your stuff doesn't come up to mess you up. It actually comes up to get liberated. All those wounds we have are like knots that hold power. It's usually places where we have given up our power in some way, shape, or form. And when we get triggered, it's literally that knot, that wound calling us to meet it, to help it, to release it, so that we can have access to whatever wisdom, whatever power is actually held in that knot, in that wound. So this isn't just about having the right mindset. This is about having a place where you can be in check and in communication with your own inner being, your own energy, so that you can always know what to do next and how to support yourself. Because as an entrepreneur, if if you're not okay, your business is not okay. Like that's just the bottom line. Some of us, you'll see people, they get to seven figures, they have a whole team, so they have support. Most of us do not have that. We do not start out that way. We start out as solopreneurs. Maybe we have one person who supports us. And if we get sick, if we shut down, if we end up overwhelmed or burned out, then not only do we do ourselves a disservice and our client a disservice, but we do our gifts a disservice because we are here to serve. We are here to share what we have to share. So I've spent, and some of my clients have asked me to share how to support ourselves and how to move through blocks and limitations. So that's what I will do the next time I go live, maybe Saturday, maybe early next week, is to go through these. So let me go back, and for those of you who've joined a little late, I'm going to quickly go back to those 3 steps or those 3 things you need to have in place to create a foundation towards a six-figure business that most people do not talk about. So number one is you need to have enough money to sustain yourself and to get the right support while you're starting and growing your business, because it takes time. No matter what, it takes time to build an audience, to get your messaging right, to figure out exactly what you want to offer and how to, organize your offer and speak your offer so that you can sell it with ease. It just takes time to get all of that stuff figured out, your marketing, your selling system, all of that. So you need to have enough money that you don't feel like you have a chokehold around your neck because you don't know how you're going to pay your rent unless you make some money right away. Because that kind of fear is going to keep you from showing up. It's going to keep you from having the right energy. It's going to keep you from serving. The second thing you need to have in place is you need to have a real passion and sense of purpose about serving and sharing. Because at first, you're going to do a lot of sharing, a lot of serving for nothing. You're going to have to go online. You're going to need to build connection, build credibility, build goodwill without making any money back. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it takes a month or two until you start making money. For me, it took 9 months before I had my first client. So I had to have enough passion for service and for what I was doing and really sense that this was my purpose to keep showing up even though I wasn't getting the results I wanted. Number three is you need to be willing to be in courageous action and let go of being a perfectionist. It's all about speed of implementation. When you have an idea, go live and share it. When you read something that like blows your mind a little bit, share it with your people. When you find a great quote, put it on there. Like it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to have every word figured out. Um, and I feel like a lot of healers, a lot of people who are really passionate about their work are perfectionists to some degree or another, and it gets in their way. So, speed of implementation, let go of perfectionism, just move straight ahead and start being in service. It doesn't need to be perfect. I promise you, people are not looking for perfection, they're looking for real, and they're looking for somebody that they sense is passionate about serving. Um, Number four is you need to believe that transformation is worth investing in, both transformation for yourself and transformation for your people. The reason that is one is, you don't want to be burned out because your fees are too low when you start bringing in people. By then, you will need to be making money, so you need to make sure money is coming in. Um, the thing that can happen is we spend a lot of time marketing, a lot of time sharing, and then we start getting clients and we realize, oh shit, I've got to do both. I've got to keep marketing, I've got to keep selling, I've got to keep sharing and building my audience, but now I have to serve these people. And so if what you're making money wise is too low, you will burn out. The second thing, the reason why this is also important is because money builds commitment, both for yourself and for another client. When we invest powerfully, then we are invested in getting the results and we stop being dabblers. We stop going from just being curious to being truly committed. And one thing I guarantee you, you will need to build a six-figure business and then some is commitment. You can't do it without it. And you will want clients who are also committed and are going to do the work, or it will erode your confidence. So that's number four. Number five is you have to have absolute confidence in your own expertise. You won't be able to sell it. You won't be able to show up powerfully. You won't be able to price it in a way that's powerful if you don't fully own your own expertise, your own credibility, your own authority, and you have proof for that. So what I tell people is figure out what you need to do to feel that way internally, because authority is 80%, it's that 80-20. I'm using it in a different way, but authority is 80% owned and claimed from within and 20% given from without. At first, it has to start with you. So you have to have that absolute confidence and that excitement that what you do transform lives. No ifs, no buts, nothing about it. You know it. When you know it and you speak it, I think people feel it and you attract people who want to work with you because they know that you're for real. And then last one is you need to have a bulletproof self-care and inner work process for holding, supporting, shifting, healing any wounds, any blocks, any triggers, any resistance that comes up along their journey emotionally and energetically. And I guarantee you, entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. absolutely, you will have moments where you feel disenchanted, disempowered, overwhelmed, exhausted, and you literally have an opportunity when that happens to unwind that knot that is there and liberate something within you that you could use to move forward. Um, if you have all of those in place, you have everything you need to succeed. I'm reading the comment. Yep. Sharon says she had to let go of a lot of the perfectionism. Me too. I'm still learning, by the way. This isn't a do it once and done. All along the journey, you're going to re-implement these things. I'm always letting go of perfectionism. And yes, Sharon says, especially when you're sensitive, the self-care aspect is particularly important. I'm looking at Morel's. I'm hoping I'm saying your name correctly. Yeah, she's talking about fear and flow. When we're in a place of fear, there is some part of our life that's where there is no flow. And that's an important point. Business is joy, business is flow, business is ease. If there is none of that, then you're really setting yourself up for not having as amazing a journey, as fun a journey as you could. And the bottom line is we need to have a good time because, like I always said, if you don't love it, then it's not success. I don't care how much money you're making, it's not going to be sustainable. All right, guys, that's it for me. Again, if any of this has resonated with you, if you're looking for an easy way to create that foundation of success, to attract more clients, have more impact with a lot more ease, make more money with ease, then let's get on a soulful success activation session. 1 hour with me. We'll brainstorm. I'll take a look at your business. I'll take a look at your offer, your marketing, your selling strategy, see where you're stuck, see what needs to shift. Um, and you'll leave with a lot. I can guarantee, this is what I guarantee. You'll leave with a lot more clarity and a lot more confidence. And I'll give you at least a couple things, oftentimes more than that, that you can start implementing right away in your business to increase your reach, increase your visibility, and get really clear in your messaging. So if that feels valuable to you, just put hashtag brainstorm in the comments or send me a message on Messenger. I'm super approachable and I love to talk business and how to help healers and spiritual, soulful entrepreneurs and coaches get to that next level in their business. I literally could talk about it all day long and still have fun doing it. So hashtag brainstorm or send me a message. Um, I see someone in my group saying, thank you for all these. You're very welcome. It still says Facebook user, so I don't actually know who you are, but I'll go back in the comments and look. And if not, right above my head, there's a thing that says I'm going live with StreamYard. If you click on that, you will literally give StreamYard the right to show your name when you leave a comment. And I'm looking in my personal profile and I am not seeing any comments. Again, if you see this, say hi to me, put hashtag replay. um, Feel free to ask any questions. I always go back and look at the comments in the lives. And have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.